All right, welcome back to Stock Tricks with Nick for this week's Breakout Watchlist from February 22nd to the 26th. All the stocks that we'll be covering today, the 16 of them I have for you, have breakout potential in this upcoming week. They're all going to be above their 200-day simple moving average, which itself, that moving average, is in an uptrend. They're 150% or more above their 52-week low. And even though these stocks are the strongest stocks, we're not just buying randomly into a breakout. All these stocks have either pulled back or consolidated, tightened up, and ready for another move. Last week winners, we have ATLC 14.5%, AMTX 11%, and PLL, which is on the list today, up 5%. Not a great week for growth stocks. If you've been trading, you probably saw how rough it was last week. So hopefully this week turns it around, but definitely trading defensively until I can get that profit to increase exposure. Of these stocks, I will be posting a poll on Twitter for 4 of them that you guys can pick your favorite one. If you're coming to this video for a specific setup, the timestamps for each of the stocks will be in the comments below. If you enjoy the video, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and follow me on StockTwits, Twitter, and TikTok. So quick example of the voting. Each week, whatever I make on TikTok, I put into a trading account and then let you guys vote on how you want me to invest that money each week. And then at the end of 2021, if that account beats my own trading account on a weekly compounding basis, I'll be giving away the account to two different people that comment in this video that I'll be dropping right here. So make sure you go to Twitter and vote on your favorite setup. All right, quick disclaimer. This is all for educational purposes only. This is not financial or stock advice. Please do your own due diligence before trading. Trading comes with financial risk. All right, so here is the lineup for the stocks. I'm not going to run through them all right here because we'll be going to the charts and breaking down each of them. But the stars do represent the 4 stocks that you guys can vote on for this week. All right, let's jump to the charts. All right, first we have ATKR. So off the bat, we have the 200-day, 50-day, 28, all in the right order. So strong uptrend here. This did trade sideways for, let's see, since February 8th without much variation there. You could see the ATR, average true range, coming in. So ATR measures the length of the bars, the daily bars. So as they get tighter, this measurement comes in. So with less volatility, you can get a nice buy point with basically a buy point that's going to let you know right away if you're right or wrong on the stock. Friday, it did uptick, closed right at the high of the day. So I'll be looking for a break over 64, the high from 216 as a possible buy point here. If on Monday or early in the week, we can get a few days that undercut the lows from this flag, that would be ideal. Just shake out all the people that got in at this point, like through this flag, and then they'd have to come back and bid the stock back up. So if we get one day that really pulls under these lows and then takes off, that would make it a perfect setup. ATKR. Next we have BKE, again, 250.28 on the right order. This one, let's see, we pulled back 15% after a really strong run through here. Good volume on the way out, and then right when it started to flag out, very, very quiet volume. ATR coming in, relative strength compared to the QQQs, holding fine. And now it's sitting on that 20-day simple moving average. 3 days now. We've cut under that, but we haven't closed under that, and that's more important. If we are going to run here, you do have a mini volume shelf right here, so I'll be looking for a break over the high from February 16th, which is 39.26 as a possible buy point right through here. So kind of in the middle of this volume shelf, just so we kind of slingshot off the 20-day and kind of prove ourselves a little bit more. And with any of these stocks, the larger volume you see on the move over these pivot points, the buy points, the better. Especially, or I guess that just shows that more people are trying to buy the stock at the same price that you are, and that's what causes the stock to get bid up. If it's low volume, low relative volume, just going over this price, I'm definitely more cautious on taking those types of trades, especially after the week we had last week where we might be getting just a couple bounces off pullbacks before a stronger move down. So I want to see a move on volume. Next, we have CLSK. This is one that you guys can vote on. Kind of just a cup and handle. This came out on Thursday really well. I don't know how I missed this because it had this nice 2-day pivot on the highs from the 11th and the 16th. That could have been buyable on Thursday. I completely missed that. Came out on a ton of volume and then had an inside day, staying in the upper half of the candle of the previous day. So even though it pulled back, relatively strong move coming out here. So this was a 40% move up. So definitely a name that I want to be watching. Couple possible buy points. If this just moves sideways for a little bit, then we could use just Friday's high as a possible buy point. But if it just rips come Monday, I'll be looking for the break over Thursday's high of 40.50 as a possible buy point right there. So really good volume on the way out, really strong move on Thursday. Kicking myself for not finding this lower pivot. Don't know. I just wasn't prepared on this name. So getting prepared this time around. That's CLSK, one that you guys can vote on. Next we have CLXT. Let's do some measuring here. This was 200% up, and then since the top only pulled back 16%, so that qualifies for those high type flags that I love to trade. 90% or more in 8 weeks or less going up, and then a 25% or less pullback from the top. Just shows that even at these elevated prices, not many people are trying to get out of the stock, so good strength there. Ideally, we would get some of these daily bars tightening up. You can see they're kind of all over the place still, as ATR, average true range, is still elevated. But volume's doing what I want to see during a pullback. Really quiet volume after the good volume on the way out on the breakouts. 1 day higher volume. Not sure if this came in the upper wick or the lower wick, kind of selling off. So I guess a little bit of caution with that. So if this can trade sideways, tighten up, you're going to hear me say that a lot. I like to be patient with these setups. If the tighter they can get, the more breakout power they have, and the tighter I can move my stop up. So if I could put a 3% stop compared to a 6% stop, then I could be wrong twice as many trades and still be as profitable. So always taking risk management into account on these names. But with this, you have 2-day pivot right through here, 1197, 1195. So basically a break over 12 would be my possible buy point, unless this continues kind of down to the right to tighten up. Maybe we get a second half of the week move off the 20-day simple moving average here. So that's CLXT. Next we have KLR. This one, tons of volume coming in on Friday. Pulled back and then cranked higher. Have a couple daily highs up here. This has been a really powerful name since mid-November. It's up 160 something percent, 168%. Did have this really nice flush too, down 21%. So pulled back, and then on the earnings day, pulled back to the 20-day, bounced right at that metric and provided support. So buyers stepped in right there. Buyers stepped in on Friday, pushing this higher. So if we could get a move over Thursday's high, 1779, that would be my possible buy point. So just basically breaking into all-time highs here. That would be awesome. But again, if we can get some more sideways action, then we could use a lower buy point later in the week. KLR. Next we have NARI. Definitely a thinner traded name. So not probably going to put a super large trade like size-wise on this, but definitely a name to watch. Had a couple pullbacks here, but even though this was a pretty drastic pullback, didn't come on insane volume. So that's good to see. Bounced right at the 20-day and did have this nice flush on Thursday that took out all of the lows after this kind of sideways action. So anyone who got in here had their stops at the lows, got taken out. So now anyone who's still in the name has their stop below Thursday's low, which that's a stronger holder. This did make all-time highs already, so I'm just going to be using a break over Friday's high of flat 120 as a possible buy point on this one. And zooming out, you can see 50-day, 28, all in the right order. This is a newer stock, NARI. Next we have ORGO, ORGO. This one, I would like to see probably another week of sideways action, allow the 20-day simple moving average to catch up. Higher probability trade in that way, but a name You can see 250.28 all in the right order. Really powerful name, up 228% just from kind of middle of December. So I don't want to turn my back to this because this could be a name that just traded sideways for now and then kind of rips off the 8-day exponential moving average. So if it breaks over $14, you have 1402, the high from February 12th, and 1395, the high from the 17th. So basically, if it breaks over $14, that's my buy point for now. Ideally, we get that another week of sideways trading, so the 20-day moving average cuts up, and then that brings in a different group of buyers because some people just buy when the stock pulls back to the 20-day and adds on to a position. Some people use the 8-day. So if we can allow the stock enough time to kind of have both of those systems buying, then there's more supply coming in to the name, and that increases the probability of the trade working out. So ORGO. Next we have OZON. IPO here kind of already ran a little bit, up 50%, pulled back. Higher volume on this sell-off day, so one kind of concerning candle, one thing to take into account, but then really made the turn on Friday up, but on relatively low volume. So with this one, we have a couple daily highs, the high from February 10th and then the high from Friday, sorry, 66.87, 66.98. So just a break over 67 is going to be my buy point. Again, if we can get some more days trading sideways just to shake out like the really quick traders, the day traders, whatever. If we could pull down to the 8-day, test that, and then rip through this, so kind of like check back and then go, that would be ideal. That would allow me to put a little bit more size on the trade because buying just right off the high from Friday, you're going to have to use like an arbitrary stop. You can't use a daily lows stop because if you're buying there using the previous day's low, that's 7.6% down. That's a lot of risk to put on a name during a time where growth stocks got hit last week. So if I can see this trade sideways a little bit more, then I could use a tighter stop and then again take twice as many losses and still be as profitable as a trader. So that's my idea with OZON. Next we have PACB. I'm currently in the stock, but looking to add back to my position. And this is one that you guys can vote on this week. Really strong move, 84% since the low from the January 27th. But look at this, 200-day, 50, 28, all crushing it. Very strong name. Gapped up on volume and continued the next day, had good follow through. And then when growth stocks pulled back, this pulled back as well. We've undercut the 8-day, but kind of making the turn a little bit on Friday, some sideways action. You like to see that. And basically what I would be looking for is a break over Friday's high of 44.30 as a possible add position for myself or for you guys to take a new trade there. We haven't quite closed this gap. If we get a day that just pulls back really quick and pulls back to 40.50, 40.53, that would close the gap, really bring like add more probability to the trade on the way up. But not all gaps close. So if it just rips on Monday, kind of coming out of the high 44.30, that's my possible buy point. Next we have PERI, PERI. This one, let's see, we had a 111% move up from the low on the 20th, and then only a pullback of 18%. So that does qualify for those high type flags. Really quiet volume coming back to the 8-day. Made higher highs, higher lows on Friday. It's good to see, and with increased volume. So with that, if we could get another day that undercuts these lows, that would shake out even more traders. And as long as you're not in the stock already, that's exactly what you want to see from a possible entry point. But for now, if it breaks over, that'd be Wednesday's high, 23.48. That's my buy point come Monday. If we get some more sideways action or pulling back down, then we could use Friday's high of 22.83. It's PERI. Next, we have PLL. This is the third one that you guys can vote on. This is one that I traded this breakout candle, got stopped for even as I'm trading pretty pretty tight risk as growth stocks were pulling back, wanted to trade defensively. But this is setting up again really nicely. So had that giant cup starting to work on a handle here, and then you got some downward or a diagonal resistance, or just the high from right through there. So high 62.71 is possible buy point. Diagonal resistance, this kind of is the confluence of indicators. So two different systems buying the same name at the same price. So if you have the diagonal resistance, that come Monday, that matches up with the high of Friday, so 61.50. So if you're a person that buys just off the break of the previous day's high, 61.50, you're supplying the buying right there. And if you're also a diagonal resistance buyer, then you're also buying at 61.50. So take a look at volume when it makes its way through 61.50. That might be a possible buy point. It's PLL. Got purple. This is a mattress company. Nice kind of, I guess, pullback here, undercut many lows, ran back up, and then just kind of traded sideways here. I have 3 or 4 daily highs basically at the same price. So we'll just go with the highest one there. 40.47 is a possible buy point. And this is one that has been crushing it in 2020 and 2021. So definitely one to watch out for. Then we got our final 4 for you. SIG. This one already kind of made the turn, tested the 20-day simple moving average on Friday, turned up, closed at the high of the day, up 8.5%, and on increased buying volume. Relative strength has been doing great, while other names have been pulling back. Only downside is ATR hasn't come in at all because this has been holding up really well. So I would just be using a break into all-time highs. That wasn't drawn perfectly. You get the point. 46.74 as a possible buy point here. I like how it's been pulling back to the 20, and that's been holding really well all the way. Has not closed under that basically since this breakout move right through here. So that's SIG. Next we have SLM. This one, man, look at ATR as you notice the bar is getting tighter and tighter. Really, really coming in here. Almost looks suspiciously tight, like there was a merger or something. I couldn't find anything. So if there was, drop it in the comments. Make sure you help us out. But I didn't see any news about this to explain how tight this has been trading. So that's a great thing because you can put that really tight stop loss and be right or wrong immediately, and for a small amount. So break over Wednesday's high, 15.26. That's my possible buy point. And you can, I mean, stop loss there. That's 3% to the lows. So if you buy breaking out, put your stop at 3%. You can take a lot of 3% stops to trading these growth stocks because one 30% winner will pay for 10 losses. It's SLM. Next we have Teladoc. Nope, wrote that one wrong. THC. All right, so THC, this one, ATR really tightening up. This is one that I traded through here. Nice, everything got tight. ATR came all the way in, right? And we had that breakout. This was a good, I don't know, 25% gain for me. Since then, we had a pullback to the 20-day. That bounced, another pullback. Notice no day has closed under the 20-day. It's been just riding that along. And then Friday, we had higher highs, higher lows, again off that 20-day. And now we have 3 daily highs all at the same price, similar price, 51.40, 51.37, and 51.42. So a break over Friday's high, 51.42 is your possible buy point. What was the one that I missed? TDC, sorry. TDC is the last one that we'll wrap up with. Really strong move out here, 115% in just a few days. And then we did pull back 24%. And let me draw this really quick. So the first pullback, this is what I love about the trade. First pullback bounced, right? And then the second one undercut that first low. So anyone who put their stops right there got shaken out just by a couple cents as we tested the 8-day. Higher highs, higher lows, inside day. Well, higher highs, higher lows on Thursday, inside day on Friday. Setting this trade up really well. Break over 48.81 is my possible buy point on this one. Love the volume coming out and how quiet it is as it flagged out. ATR is starting to move in a little bit. All right, so that is going to be the breakout watch list for the upcoming week. Please, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, Stock Tricks with Nick, and follow me on StockTwits, Twitter, and TikTok. Make sure you go vote on the Twitter poll. That'll be up right when I post this. Have a great week, and I'll see you guys on Wednesday for the Midweek Movers live stream.